inside, naturally. We cannot force it. We cannot learn it. No, there's no way. It's mercy of Krishna. Vijnana tai yra vidinis žinojimas, kuris atsiveria Krišnos malonė, kurio neįmanoma tiesiog priversti išmokti, kažkaip tais sužadinti savį. Yes, it's like mystical process. It's like reveals. When Krishna is satisfied, Krishna and Guru satisfied, our service, when knowledge reveals from inside, and we understand what is what. Kai Krishna ir Guru patenkintas mūsų tarnystė, tada žinojimas atsiskleidžia viduje. Ir suprantam, kas yra kas. Tiesiog iš vidaus. Yes, that's why our mission is to please Guru and Gauranga. Yes, because if I please, everything is okay. Even if we don't have knowledge, if we might be not very educated in knowledge, maybe our intelligence is not very strong, but the service mode is more important. Service mode for Krishna and Guru and Gauranga. Iš tikrųjų, galim turėti daug žinojimo, bet arba neturėti daug žinojimo, ar negebėti dėl silpnumo intelekto turėti daug žinių, bet svarbiau yra nuotaika. Tarnystės nuotaika Guru ir Gaurangai. Jeigu jie patenkinti, tada žinojimas ateina iš vidaus. Like for example, Gaura Kishora Das Babaji, he was illiterate. Kaip Gaura Kishora Maharaj, jis buvo beraštis. But he was like fully realized Mahatma, fully realized soul from spiritual world. So it's an example that Vijnana, when knowledge comes from inside. Tai pavyzdys, kad Gaura Kishora Das Maharajas, jisai Babadžis, jisai buvo neraštingas, bet jisai kuo puikiausiai turėjo žinojimą iš vidaus, nes buvo tyras atsidavęs viešpaties bhaktas. Tai va, ir tokie bhaktai, kurie turi ir teorinės žinias gyaną, ir suvoktas žinias vijnana, jie yra transcendentalūs materialiam pasauliui. Jie nei ką giria, nei ką peikia. Tiksliau sakant, jiems nėra priešų, nėra draugų, jie neskirsto gerą ir blogą. And such devotees who have knowledge jnana and transcendental knowledge vijnana, they are transcendental to this material world. We don't care if this is bad or good. We don't discriminate. We out of duplicity of this material world, good or bad. Like gold or sand is no difference for them. Ar smėlis, ar žvyras, ar auksas, vienas ir tas pats yra išminčiai, kaip Bhagavad Gitoj sakoma. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that the wise man, the spiritual man, he don't discriminate those material elements. Except when we use it in service of Krishna, when it becomes more valuable than the gold or anything. Like anything, what is used is most valuable in this world because it becomes spiritual. Ir jeigu taip panaudojama tie objektai tarnystei Krishnai, tai tada jie vertingesni už bet ką. Tai ar tai būtų auksas, ar tai tas pats žvyras, bet jeigu jis tinka pastatyti šventyklos pamatus, tai jisai yra vertingesnis už auksą ir už deimantus materialia prasme. Yeah, for example, if you use the sand for building a temple, it's more valuable than gold in material sense, or other like these treasures of this material world. And that's why when a devotee is transcendental to material nature, he travels throughout the world like a sun, equal to everyone. Ir kai atsidavęs yra laisvas nuo materialių priešybių, materialaus dualizmo, jis keliauja per pasaulį, vienodas visiems kaip saulė. Yes, sometimes when it's dark, like for example winters in Lithuania, it's quite gray and there's no sun. And when sun comes out, it gives a great pleasure for the heart. Ir pavyzdžiui, Lietuvoje yra labai niūri tokia žiema, ruduo, kai yra pilka ir nėra saulės šviesos, tada net mažas saulės spindulėlis duoda didelį džiaugsmą širdžiai. Yes, this is material example, but for example, when a homeless person, he spends the night somewhere freezing outside, and when the sun comes out in the morning, it gives him light and gives him warm heat. Kaip tarkim, benamis gyvena gatvėje ir sušala, ir ryto spinduliai, saulė jį sušildo ir duoda jam šviesos, ir tai yra labai didžiulis gėris. And that is the reality of us, because in this world, like spiritual entities, we are like homeless people, creatures in this material world, in any situation. Iš tikrųjų mes tam pasaulyje esam kaip benamiai, bet kurioje situacijoje, kaip dvasinė sala yra, kaip benamis, be saulės šviesos, without the sunshine, yes. And this sunshine is these devotees who are traveling around the world and spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya, the message of Guru and Gauranga. Ir ta saulė, dvasinė saulė, tai yra, mums tai yra atsidavusiai, tai yra vaišnavai, kurie keliauja po pasaulį ir skelbia viešpatės Čaitanijos misiją, giedodami šventus vardus Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're traveling throughout the world and chanting the holy names of the Lord. And this is the secret why we are so important, and we are like, in spiritual sense, we are not different from Krishna, because we carry the Krishna in the heart. Ir dvasinė prasme, vaišnavai jie nesiskiria nuo Krishnos, nes jie nešasi Krishna širdyje. In the morning we sing, in Mangalarti we sing Sakshadaritana Samastya Shastrai. We sing that Guru is not different from Krishna. Mes dainuojam rytais per Mangalarti, kad Guru nesiskiria nuo Krishnos, nuo viešpatės Hari, kad turi būti vienodai gerbiamas, garbinamas. He should be equally, Guru should be equally worshipped like Krishna. This is the point, because he carried the Lord in the heart. And this is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Also, it's beautiful message in 9th canto, where ir tai labai gražiai nusakoma, tai, kad viešpats yra savo bhakto širdyje, kad vaišnavas keliauja visur, nes jisai turi viešpatį savo širdyje. Ir tai yra Srimad Bhagavatam 9 giesmė, 4 skyriuje, 68 tekstas. It is in Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 4th chapter, 68 text. 68. It's very beautiful. It is said, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham, mad anyatena jananti, naham tebhyo manahapi. Krishna is speaking to Ambarisha Maharaj in this way. Krishna kalba Ambarisha Maharaj tokiu būdu. Tyras bhaktas amžinai yra mano širdyje, o aš visada esu jo širdyje. Niekas išskyrus mane, mano bhaktui nerūpi, ir man nerūpi niekas išskyrus jį. The pure devotee is eternally in my heart, and I am always in his heart. Nothing, he don't care about anything except me, and I don't care about anything except him. As Krishna says about devotees. That's why when devotees, pure Vaishnavas, pure servants of Lord Krishna travel throughout the world, they carry the Lord in their heart, and they make even holy places make the holy places. Yes, any place makes a holy place, a pilgrimage place, because we carry Krishna in their heart, and we're spreading transcendental knowledge, like we are shining like a transcendental sun. Ir atsidavusieji, kurie nešasi viešpatį širdyje, yra labai brangus Krishnai, ir jie kaip saulė visur keliauja ir padaro bet kurią vietą šventą vietą, netgi šventas vietas padaro šventesnėm. Actually, in holy places, where a lot of pilgrims comes, and they have a lot of sins, and they want to take bath in holy water, in Ganga, in Yamuna river, purify themselves. And in this way, the sins stays in the place, and it's like contaminated. But when the devotees come, Vaishnavas, they purify even such places. But they take a bath and it purifies the holy place. Kaip ir tarkim, Vaishnavai ir tiesiog piligrimai keliauja po šventas vietas ir jie tam, kad nusiplautų nuodėmingą veiklą, jie maudosi šventose upėse kaip Gango ir Jamunai ir palieka ten savo nuodėmes. Ir aplinka užsiteršia. Bet šventi Vaišnavai, tai yra atsidavę viešpaties bhaktai, jie keliauja tokias vietas ir jie apvalo tokias vietas savo buvimu, vien išsimaudydami ten ar ten būdami. Yes, this is the great treasure of bhakti yoga, of this path. And this spiritual sunshine, like Prabhupada and other devotees who are spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya, they are very dear to Krishna. And they are our only hope, actually. Ir iš tikrųjų Šrila Prabhupada ir kiti Vaišnavai, kurie keliauja kaip dvasinė saulė ir skelbia viešpaties Čaitanio žinią visame pasaulyje, yra mūsų vienintelė viltis iš tikrųjų. Yes, and our heart, like a sun comes through the window sometimes. When it closes, a little bit of sun comes through into the room, and we feel, oh, it's sunshine, give happiness, and we open the curtains. Kartais, kai kambarį tamsu ir užvertos užuolaidos, mes pamatom spindulėlį saulės šviesos ir tai suteikia džiaugsmą ir noris atidaryti langus ir užuolaidas, kad pasiskvertų daugiau tos šviesos. In a similar way, the devotees who, like a sun, gives a spiritual knowledge, they touches our heart, and a little bit of sunshine comes through our closed heart, because we are closed for Krishna. That's why we're here in this situation. And this sunshine is very powerful and it touches the soul, because the soul naturally has this knowledge, because the soul is spiritual. It's not different from Krishna in the quality, but in quantity we are small and Krishna is great. Ir kai dvasinė šviesa, žinojimo šviesa ateina dėka šventų asmenybių į mūsų širdį, mes prisimenam savo tikrąją, kadangi susiliečia su mūsų siela, dvasinis žinojimas ir po truputį prabunda, tai neša sielai didžiulį džiaugsmą. Yes, this is. And when we feel it, we want more and more this light. So we try to find such personalities and serve them, to please them, so we give more light to our soul. Ir kai ta šviesos patenka vis daugiau į mūsų širdį, mes norim jos daugiau, nes tai artima mūsų sielai. Tai yra sielos natūrali prigimtis. Mes tada ieškom tokių vaišnavų ir stengiamės jiems pasitarnauti, kad ateitų tos šviesos vis daugiau ir daugiau. Yes. And actually we can become small like sunshine in this way by the mercy of Guru Gauranga, by mercy of devotees. Even in this, for today, we can become like a sunshine for others who have no understanding and no ideas about spiritual knowledge. Ir netgi mes galim tapti mažais spindulėliais tame kelyje, netgi jeigu neturim didelio žinojimo, bet tiems žmonėms, kurie visai dar nesusilietė, kurių siela dar nepajuto dvasinio žinojimo. For these souls who didn't felt even a little bit of transcendental message, we can give them a little, because we already touched a little bit. Our soul been touched by mercy. And we can spread mercy to others. And mes galim dalinti tą malonę kitiems. We can become like instrument in Krishna's hands. Mes galim tapti kaip instrumentai by reading Srimad Bhagavatam to devotees, and also to giving Srimad Bhagavatam to people in general in the streets. This is Srila Prabhupada mercy. Ir mes galime tapti tais spindulėliais, skaitydami, tarkim, Srimad Bhagavatam atsidavusiems, arba gatvėje dalindami Srimad Bhagavatam paprastiems žmonėms, kad jie susiliestų su Krishnos sąmonės šviesa. Actually, well, very interesting point that inspired me to practice actually this path. Ir vienas toks dalykas, kuris labai įkvėpė mane šitame kelyje praktikuoti. One time I heard, it's like at the beginning, first year maybe, I was listening to Sachinanda Swami Maharaj, who is like a sun traveling all around the world and spreading the holy name. Yes, ir anksčiau klausiau Sachinanda Swami Maharaj, kuris kaip saulė keliauja po visas pasaulį ir platina šventą vardą. And he said, very, very powerful words, it touched my heart. He said that there is a place inside the heart where all spiritual realizations can be possible. Kad širdyje yra vieta, kur visos dvasinės realizacijos yra įmanomas. And this sentence gave me so much inspiration that I was listening again and again and again and again. Ir tai davė daug įkvėpimo, kad aš klausiau vėl ir vėl. That actually to look for happiness we must look inside, not outside. Like these devotees who carry the Krishna in their heart, they don't care about, don't criticize this material nature and don't praise this material nature. Kaip atsidavusiai, kurių širdyje yra Krishna, nes viduje galime surasti viešpatį visos dvasinės realizacijas, susivokimus. Ir kurie dėl to tokie vaišnavai kaip saulė keliauja, nes jie neišlovina šios materialios gamtos, nei peikia jos. Yes, this is a point to turn our consciousness to inside and from outside. Just we like not that we forget everything around, but we aware, still aware. Well, later maybe we become not aware in some spiritual advanced levels when we lose the consciousness. But now we're still aware, but we try to concentrate inside. Yes, because the secret is inside. Šrila Prabhupada ki jai. Taigi va, mes stengiamės nukreipti savo sąmonę į savo vidų, ne į išorės objektus, bet į vidų. Aišku, mes iš karto netampame abejingi aplinkai, bent jau pradinėme lygyje, vėlesniuose lygiuose mes galime ir prarasti sąmonę išorinę, bet mes jau stengiame susikaupti viduje. Yes, and material objects, actually they disturb the mind, and when we cannot understand the real, if we identifying ourselves with this material world, with body, I and mind, we cannot understand spiritual knowledge. The Vijnana, this inner transcendental knowledge, cannot be revealed. Ir jeigu mes tapatiname su aš ir mano savokomis, su materialiu pasauliu, mes negalim suvokti savo tikrosios esatės, savo vidinės, savo vidaus, savo dvasinės prigimties. Yes, and what the secret is that by chanting holy names of Krishna we can become transcendental to material nature actually. Ir paslaptis yra ta, kad kartuodami šventą vardą mes galim tapti dvasiški, transcendentiniai šiai materialiai gamtai. Because when we chant more and more, we get in touch with spiritual energy, with Krishna. Because holy name is not different from Krishna. This is a secret. That's why when we chant, we must be very, very attentive, very hearing very clearly and pronouncing very clearly, like not missing a chance to get in contact with spiritual energy, with Krishna himself. And in this way, if we are successful, at least a little bit, we get more and more inspiration and chant more and more, and we become like more in spiritual, inside, concentrated. And holy name protects us from material nature. And when we become transcendental, we can understand step by step more and more that this nature is not me, and I'm not belong to it. And this is just material nature working, acting, not me. Yes, this material gunas controls the body during the past karma. Ir kartuodami šventą vardą vis dėmesingiau, klausydamės ir kartuodami aiškiai, mes turim galimybę susiliesti su dvasinė energija, su aukščiausiu viešpačiu Šri Krišna. Ir tokiu būdu gauti dar daugiau entuziazmo kartuoti šventą vardą. O kuo daugiau susiliečiam su Krišna, tuo daugiau suprantam, kad materiali gamta kontroliuoja mūsų kūną, mes nepriklausomai nuo mūsų. Kad mes nepriklausom iš tikrųjų kaip siela šitam pasauliui. Tiesiog nuo praeities karmos, dėl praeities karmos gūnos veikia priklausomai nuo mūsų sąmonės. Yes, this is like great opportunity for us to become Krishna conscious by mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Tai yra didelė galimybė mums dėka Guru ir Gaurangos būtent kartuoti šventus vardus, atlikti sankirtaną jagiją. And as it is said in the text, Srimad Bhagavatam, that devotee, he chooses what is good for practice and he refuses what is bad for spiritual practice. Ir kaip tekste komentare pasakyta, kad atsidavęs vadovaujasi dvasinio mokytojo priesaikai, jis renkasi tai, kas palanku tarnauti Krišnai ir atsisako to, kas nepalanku. And he following the Guru, like pure devotee, and by following him, he chooses what is good for spiritual advancement, what is bad. It is said in the Nectar of Devotion, the small book of Rupa Goswami, Upadeshamrita, pamokymų nektaras. Rupa Gosvamio išdėstyta Upadeshamrita, kurią komentavo Bhaktivedanta Svamis Prabhupada. Ten yra parašyta antram tekste ir trečiam tekste, kokie yra palankus dalykai atsidavimo tarnystė ir kurie nepalankus. In this book, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, a small book, and it can give from first to the end, from the beginning to the end of our spiritual life, all instructions, and if we follow, we become successful. Iš tikrųjų, pamokymų nektaras yra nedidelė knyga, bet jinai duoda nurodymus, kaip elgtis nuo pat pradžių iki pat galo dvasiniam kely. Ir jeigu laikytume mes tiesiog tokių nurodymų, pasiektume sėkmę dvasinėme gyvenime. Yes, in the second text, it is said, Atyaharach prayashascha prajalpaniyama grahak janasangascha laulyam cha sadibhir bhaktir vinashyati. Vertimas. Atsidavimo tarnystei pragaištingi 6 dalykai. Valgyti ir kaupti daugiau negu būtina. Antras, vaikytis sunkiai pasiekiamų žemiškų tikslų. Trečias, be būtinumo kalbėti pasaulietinėmis temomis. Ketvirtas, laikytis šventraščių nurodymų bei reikalavimų dėl jų pačių, o ne tam, kad dvasiškai tobulėtume. Arba visiškai juos atmesti ir daryti tai, kas šauna į galvą, nepripažįstant jokių autoritetų. Bendrauti su pasaulietinės mąstysenos žmonėmis, kurių nedomina Krišnos sąmonė ir geisti materialių laimėjimo. Yes, this is 6 rules that we should avoid if we want success in our spiritual life. And these 6 rules, first is to eat and collect more than we need, actually. We should just take as much as we need to maintain our body, to get our soul and body together. It's not much to take some prasadam. And do not collect anything for ourselves, like for our pleasure to some. We can collect something for, of course, for Krishna's pleasure, for service, but for ourselves, if we collect, it becomes heavy on our consciousness. We have some potency to enjoy, and this is very dangerous. Ir iš tikrųjų valgyti daugiau negu reikia nėra prasmės, nes galim šiek tiek suvalgyti prasadų. Ir kad palaikyti sielą ir kūną kartu. Ir nekaupti turto, nes tas turtas, kai susikaupia, jisai tiesiog turi tokį potencialą, mus tiesiog verčia ieškoti juslinio pasitenkinimo, panaudoti. Aišku, tai jeigu panaudoti Krišnos tarnystę, tai yra sudvasinama. Bet esmė, kad dėl savęs nereikia daug. But actually, how it's theoretical, yes, but how can do in practice? And this is also answer is chanting holy names, because Krishna protects. And when we chant more, we get inner satisfaction. We don't need satisfaction from outside. Ir iš tikrųjų, kaip tokio principo laikytis ne teoriškai, praktiškai, tai vėlgi kartuojant šventus vardus, nes kuo daugiau susiliečiam su Krishna, gaunam vidinio džiaugsmo ir mums tada natūraliai nesunku laikytis su materialiu kūnu susijusių norų. Second is to look for some there is some material like destinations, some desires, and it's not very practical to go for material, some ideas, to develop some material idea, like that is not easy to attain. Yes, it's very difficult. It's also pollutes the consciousness, because we have a dream that is will fail one day actually, and will not get satisfaction for us all. Ir iš tikrųjų vaikyti sunkiai pasiekiamų žemiškų tikslų irgi labai užteršia sąmonę. Ir tie dalykai net neša džiaugsmo sielai. Trečias, do not talk in mundane topics. It's most important and very popular actually among devotees to talk in mundane things. That actually also just pollutes the consciousness. It's like it's not connected with Krishna. And the language is very powerful. The speech is a very powerful instrument. And we say something, it touches the consciousness, the chitta. The consciousness is like a mirror, and it also is reflected. Everything stays. Like it's said in Lithuanian, žodis nežvirblis. Like word is not like a bird. He will not fly away. He stays. And this word is very important. That's why we must be very, very careful to not talk nonsense things, because it's like Krishna don't like. Yes, he likes when we talk about him and his devotees. Maybe we don't know Krishna, but we know his devotees. We can see him when they come sometimes to us, or we can read about them in books, about Prabhupada, about other saintly persons, and to glorify them. Yes, like more close to our understanding. Iš tikrųjų, galbūt Krishna sunku suvokti, bet galime kažkiek suprasti jau atsidavusius, kurie keliauja ir atkeliauja netgi ir čia galime juos matyti arba skaityti apie juos knygose apie Šrilą Prabhupadą ir kitus šventus žmonės. In this way, more Krishna is pleased, more enthusiasm we get. Guru and Krishna, when pleased, we get enthusiasm. Mind supports us. Yes. Iš tikrųjų, kai Krishna ir Guru patenkinti, tada atsiranda daugiau enthusiazmo praktikuoti. Protas mus paremia. Actually, mind do not support us if we don't serve sincerely. The mind says, oh no, you cannot do this. Like, it's natural, because if the mind is not engaged in service, it's very difficult to attract him to a spiritual practice in sincere service. But if we sincerely serving, mind gets a satisfaction by pleasing Paramatma in everyone's heart. And when the mind is satisfied, it's much more easy to give him transcendental message, reading, chanting, associating in spiritual topics. Iš tikrųjų, protas sunku patraukti dvasiniai veiklai, jeigu nuoširdžiai netarnaujame Guru ir Gaurangai. Nes kai tarnaujame, Paramatma patenkinta širdyje ir tada protas irgi patenkintas natūraliai, tada daug lengviau jam pasiūlyti dvasinių temų, paskaityti, pabendrauti ar kartoti Harinamą, šventą vardą. Yes, actually we should be, if we want to advance, if we want to be serious sadhakas, we must be very conscious in our every word, every step, every thought even. We cannot control thoughts, of course, but we can be not satisfied with that and do not develop it. Krishna can control our mind by entering our consciousness by spiritual practice. It is given by acharyas, that's why we follow acharyas. Protas iš tikrųjų negali būti sukontroliuojamas mūsų pačių, tai Krishna gali jį sukontroliuoti. Meditacinės praktikos pagalba, sekant acharyų pėdomis. Yes, and another point is to follow the spiritual instructions just for following them. It's like religiosity, not for spiritual advancement, but just following like rules and regulations. I'm a religious person, it's a very nice person, like this. To be this is also like false pride. I'm like religiosity, but do not maintain the desire to advance in spiritual path, to advance to know Krishna, to know the self, and this yoga, this connection between spiritual spark and between the absolute truth, Shri Krishna. This connection, this desire we must develop. This is real point of religiosity, in like these rules. And also we cannot neglect them and like act in our whimsically, because when we automatically entangled in material nature takes Hagaba on us, and she takes care if we don't follow the rules that is given by Krishna also. Ir iš tikrųjų laikyti šventraščių nurodymų ir reikalavimų tiesiog tam, kad jie yra, būti religingų žmogumi irgi nepalanku. Tiesiog gali net būti toks egoizmas, aš toks ir toks krišnaitas, krikščionis, dar kažkas, kas yra irgi materialu. Tai Gaura Chandra ki jai. Ir tiesiog turėtume puoselėti troškimą viduje, tarnauti Krišnai, suprasti mūsų dvasinę prigimtį, tą ryšį tarp sielos ir supersielos, absoliučios tiesos viešpaties Šri Krišnos. Puoselėti tą troškimą, norą ir būtent dėl to laikytis nurodymų, kad galų gale pasiekti viešpaties buveinę ir amžinai tarnauti. Yes, it's our chance to develop this desire to get to come back to God, yet to the spiritual abode of the Lord, and to have association with Him. This is a real point of religiosity. And also, ir taip pat neturim atmesti principų ir elgtis kaip išmanom pagal savo išsigalvojimą, nes tada tiesiog materiali gamta mūsų apkabins ir būsim valdomi. Ir viskas, viso gero. And yes, and it's all goodbye. If material nature controls us, it's finished. We like just wasting one life after another. Life is like very, very it's like, sometimes in a summer or in a spring or in the autumn, in a cold morning, on the leaves, there is some drop of water. Yes, it's like, it's said in one song about lotus flower, and on lotus flower or other flowers or other leaves, there may be some drop of water, and in a cold morning, but after some time the sun comes out and this, or wind blows, and this drop of water just it disappears. This is life. This is life. It's like a drop of water. It disappears at any moment. The wind blows and finished. Material nature is like can give this wind and just take away, just separate the soul from the body. It's this Lochandas Thakuras says this. Iš tikrųjų, kaip kada vėsų rytą susidaro rasos lašelį ant gėlės žiedo ar ant medžio lapo. Ir tas lašelis toksai labai menkas, jautrus, jis gražus. It is beautiful, yes. This drop is beautiful. Your life is beautiful. Gyvenimas yra gražus. Because it's a reflection of Krishna's beauty. Nes tai yra Krišnos grožio atspindys. Ir tas lašelis patekėjus saulei ar papūtus vėjui, jis iš karto išnyksta, išgaruoja arba tiesiog nupučiamas ir susilieja atgal į vandenį, atgal į orą. And this drop goes back to the air, evaporates by sun very quickly, or it drops back to the water, and it's back to material nature. This is life, this is body. And it's very short, and it is Lord Das Thakura says this in very beautiful way. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bajagu hari padani tirei. Ir Lord Das Thakura labai gražiai apie tai sako, kas yra gyvenimas. This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. Šis gyvenimas kaip lašas ant lotoso lapo virpa ir dėl to turėtume garbinti aukščiausiai viešpatį Hari, jo lotosinės pėdas. Yes. Yes, we must understand this, and we can understand this by chanting more and more, individually and also together, congregationally. Ir mes turėtume tai suprasti, kartuodami vis daugiau ir daugiau individualiai džapa meditaciją ir kartu, visi kartu kartuoti švartus vardus, kaip nurodė praeities ačarjos. To chant the holy names as it is given by previous acharyas, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And when we chant together, it gives a flames, 7-tongue flame. It is also very practical to know what is happening, because it is a yagya, it's a fire sacrifice, and it has the flames. Yes, it's not just a song for satisfying the mind. Ir iš tikrųjų sankirtanos jagera, tai yra auka, tai yra aukojimas, kuris turi liepsnas, ugnį. Tai nėra tiesiog daina pradžiuginti protą. Ir tos 7 liepsnas, these 7 flame tongues is written by Lord Chaitanya in Sri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam in first verse. Ir tos 7 liepsnos yra parašytos viešpatės Čaitanijos Shikshashtako 1 posme. It is given. It is said, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, cleansing the mirror of the heart. It means that our heart is being cleansed by chanting. Our mirror, our consciousness, our chitta. Chitta is consciousness. Consciousness is like a reflection. Everything what we get in contact into contact, it reflects in our consciousness. That's why it's logical. We want more spiritual reflection. That's why we gather together in spiritual atmosphere and associate and chant holy names and read about. And this is reflects and it touches the spirit soul. Other things also reflects. That's why we avoid bad association. It's very, very dangerous. Yes. Tai ir čia to dar panamarčinam, nuvala širdies veidrodį, sąmonę, pasąmonę, čitą išvalo nuo užsiteršusios, nuo už tų teršalų materialios gyvensenos. Iš tikrųjų, sąmonė yra kaip veidrodis ir viską atspindi. Viskas ten lieka, su kuo mes susilečiam. Per klausą, per regą, per visas juslės su sąmonė. Sąmonė atsispindi, dėl to mes susirenkam tokiuose vietose, kur yra dvasiška. Ir kartuojam šventus vardus ir skaitom apie Krišną, kad atsispindėtų tikrasis žinojimas. Yes. Yes, when we do sankirtana consciously, kai mes atliekame sankirtaną sąmoningai, we can get inspiration. We know what's happening to us. It's like happening most important things. Our consciousness is changing from material to spiritual. We are like awakening from a long, long dream. Bad dream. Maybe good dream, but this good dream also bad dream. Because it will end. And at the end we will see, oh, it's just a dream. Yes. Ir iš tikrųjų, kai atliekam sankirtanas jagę sąmoningai, suprantam, kas vyksta su mūsų sąmonė, tai duodam mums įkvėpimą. Mes pradedam po truputį prabusti iš ilgo sapno, blogo sapno, ar gero, ir tas ir viena ir tas pats yra, kaip ir jo, iš tikrųjų, gera, bloga, tai viskas yra blogai materialiam pasauliu, sielai. Everything is bad in material world for spiritual. Yes, it's nothing good in here. It is our fortune to perform Sankirtan Yaga. And the next flame is Bhavamahada Vagni Nirvapana, extinguishing the blazing fire of this material existing. Yes, this yagi also extinguishes this fire, this suffering of material suffering. Very successfully. Ir iš tikrųjų dar viena liepsna, kuri atliekant sankirtaną sudegina visą tą materialios kančios gaisrą užgesina. Dvasinė liepsna užgesina kitą gaisrą. It's like when we use flames to, when it's a fire, we sometimes another flame is used to stop the fire. Kaip kada yra liepsna naudojama sustabdyti kitą liepsnį. So this transcendental flame stops the material blazing fire of these sufferings. Ši dvasinė liepsna sustabdo materialios kančios tą liepsną. Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. One receives a benediction of pure devotional service compared to moonshine spreading the white light lily of good fortune. Yes, it gives us inspiration for devotional service, like shining moon that cools our heart. Yes, the Lord is like a moon and sun. We are shining and we are cooling our heart, our blazing fire. Yes. Ir viešpats, kaip saulė ir mėnulis, gaivina mūsų sielą. Ir neša sėkmę, it gives a good fortune. Yes. Only good fortune is to become enthusiastic in spiritual life and to do devotional service without any motive. That's what is the point. And another flame, Vidyavadu Jivan, the life and soul of the knowledge. The devotee receives the benediction of knowledge in his eternal identity. Yes, the devotee when chants, he receives this vijnana, this knowledge from inside. Yes, what we already discussed a little bit. And also his eternal identity. It's what waits for us, our eternal spiritual identity. Ir iš tikrųjų dar viena liepsna tai suteikia mums dvasinį žinojimą vidinį. Ir dar netgi sužinom savo dvasinę amžiną prigimtį. Ananda Buddhi Vardhanam Partipadam, expanding the blissful ocean of transcendental life. Yes, this ocean is like very vast ocean. There is no ocean in this material world, all this universe, such a big ocean, like a mercy of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's so merciful. And even a drop of his mercy can extinguish all this fire, all this suffering of material soul. Even one small drop. By mercy of Guru Gauranga, yes, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Ir netgi vienas lašas vandenino, malonės vandenino, dvasinio vandenino gali užgesinti tą materialią kančią. Purnamrita Svadanam, tasting full nectar at every step. Full nectar at every step. Yes, this is given our opportunity. Our love becomes, it's a spiritual world actually, when every step is like a dance and every word is like a song. Yes. Tai yra dvasinis gyvenimas, kai kiekviename žingsnį jausti nektarą. Nes dvasiniam pasaulyje kiekvienas žingsnis yra šokis, o kiekvienas žodis yra daina. That's why we must avoid talking in mundane things, because this song becomes like not pleasing to the soul actually, and it pollutes the consciousness. And when we talk about Krishna, it becomes step by step more and more, and we have patience. One day it will become tasty, like the nectar for his soul. Ir jeigu mes kalbam apie Krishną, tai tas tie žodžiai vieną dieną taps kaip daina. Sarvatnas napana, the self is wholly cleansed of all desires other than the selfless devotional service. This is most important. It cleanses from all desires which is not wanted for spirit soul. It's just wanted for a mind, for material mind. Because we're like thinking that we are this mind. No, mind belongs also to nature, like subtle body, gross body and subtle body. Belongs to nature. And this desires, when it's by these flames, all this can happen. That's why we must do it enthusiastically. Yes, iš tikrųjų. Ir dar viena liepsna, sankirtana jagos, tai išvalo mus nuo nepageidaujamų troškimų ir suteikia ne savanaudišką atsidavimo nuotaiką. Tai visi tie dalykai mums ateis laiku, dėl to turim labai būti kantrus ir pozityvus. Iš tikrųjų, dar nepasakiau, kokie yra palankus dalykai, bet galbūt kažką norite paklausti. I didn't make to say what is good for devotional service. There are also 6 principles. But maybe you have questions because the time is running out. Or some ideas about this topic, about this sons, these devotees who like sun traveling and spreading the holy names. Or maybe some ideas that come to your mind in this time. Galbūt kažkokių klausimų atėjo ar minčių per šį laiką. Tai pasidalinkite. Or, if no questions, I can read that what is good for our service. It's a full text. Ir jeigu nėra jokių minčių ir klausimų, tai galima dar paminėti, kas palanku. Atsidavimo tarnystė 6 taisyklės. Tai yra veikti su tegimu. First rule is to act with enthusiasm. Always be enthusiastic in practice, in spiritual life. It's like first rule. The second rule is to believe what we are doing. Antra taisyklė, tikėti tuo, ką darai. Have a strong faith that what I'm doing, I will get this goal, this aim. I will go to it. Yes, this faith we must develop by associating with those who has this faith. It gives. Faith comes hard from, like this desires comes like from heart to heart. Yes, I think you have a question or idea.
Yeah, it's a question that is more or less personal. I will share a little bit of my own experience. How did I find a joy? For example, when we're singing Hare Krishna, especially when we're doing it together, and I see that we get the proper note and we have a good vibration and we look into each other's eyes and we feel this energy that is very strong, and suddenly I want to smile because it's a good vibe. And it's not my intuition, it's just, I think I'm reacting to this euphoria, this moment of euphoria. And if, for example, I like to start the day by giving myself intuition or giving objective of the day, which will be to be in a good mood. And for example, today I wanted to try to smile more. I realized that I'm not a smiley person. I have lots of burden on my back, and I have lots of reason to be upset and angry about my life, and I forget to smile. And so I give myself this intuition that I should smile, but how to do this? This is the biggest question, because I see that you're a person that is always having a big smile in your face. You must have lots of fun. And for me, well, now I'm smiling because I feel funny about myself. It's actually a very good way that I found out to put a smile on my face. It's when I do something silly and I make joke, but otherwise the rest of the day I'm serious, I'm looking angry, I look for trouble, and yeah, the question is how to get this euphoria just naturally.
This is the nature of the holy name. It's spiritual. It gives a joy for spiritual, like for everyone. Even if we don't know what the nature of a holy name, maybe a child can dance. He hears and he dances. Iš tikrųjų, švento vardo prigimtis yra tokia, kad jisai duoda džiaugsmą sielai. Netgi jeigu mes nieko nežinome apie jį, bet netgi vaikai girdi, jie džiaugiasi, šoka ir dainuoja. Yes, it's like, this is a point. Chant more and you'll be more happy. Yes, and chant with this mood that, Krishna, please accept me. I want to serve you. Maybe I don't have this pure desire, but I want to develop this desire to serve you. Please accept me. And this mood gives joy because we get in contact with spiritual energies, with spiritual reality. And more we chant, the more we get into contact. Yes. And when we chant alone, it may be difficult to to develop this mood. But when we chant with devotees who have this mood, it's much easier. It gives us also this mood. That's why this Sankirtan Yaga is like distributed together, chanting all together, more and more people. Va iš tikrųjų šventas vardas duoda džiaugsmą sielai. Ir tiesiog, kad būti džiaugsmingu, reikia kartuoti ir daugiau, ir kartuoti sutinkama nuotaika. Su nuotaika, kad prašau viešpatį, priimkim mane. Ar bent jau, kol neturim tyro tokio noro, tai prašyti, kad suteiktų tokį norą. Ir individualiai sunkiau tokią nuotaiką išlaikyti, bet jeigu kompanijoje atsidavusiųjų, kurie turi tą nuotaiką, daug lengviau. Dėl to Sankirtana Yaga labai palanki. Susirinkti kartu ir giedoti. Yes, that's why always that's why we seek this association. Yes, just in a humble mood, seek this association with Sankirtana Yaga, never criticizing others who chanting. No matter what they do, if they do some nonsense even in material point of view, but if they are spreading the holy name, they are mostly there for Krishna. And it's most important for us actually, because we cannot control this material world in any way. It will not become like a heaven. It's like material existence like this. It's natural to give suffering for spirit soul. Taigi, jo. Dėl to turim ieškoti tokio bendravimo atsidavusių, kurie platina šventą vardą, ir netgi jeigu jie niekad jų nekritikuoti, net jeigu jie ką nors daro materialia prasme ne taip, bet jie platina šventą vardą visame pasaulyje ir jie labai brangus viešpačiui Krišnai. Šitam materialiam pasaulyje šiaip ar taip nepavyks tvarkos padaryti, dėl to svarbiau mums padaryti tvarką viduje. Yes, more important to make to clean our heart. This is the place where we do practice. We do some activities, other activities just for cleaning the heart. Yes, for just developing our humble mood mostly, and tolerance. This is important. To hear the message, we must adjust our mind in a proper way to get this light. Yes. This is our job actually. Work on us to get the mercy.
About this point that we should avoid the criticisms or the praise in this material world, we should not be judging basically, but in this material world there are some rules that we try to apply to make it at least a bit comfortable. Like we understand that it could be considered as a hell, but we live in this world, we awake in this world every day, and we're making rules to make it more comfortable in a way that people follow those rules. For example, there are rules about hygiene. If you don't wash yourself, eventually you smell bad, and people don't want to be around you. So, or there rules of applies to how to manipulate the food in the kitchen, or how to drive a car. So if people choose to not follow the rules, it becomes even more trouble than just to exist. So to avoid criticism, for me it's extremely difficult, because maybe I'm also guilty of myself, and I receive critique, and it's like a domino. If I receive critique in a day, I want to critique somebody else right away. But that always causes more trouble. And I understand the point that to make a critique, it's like a venom. It's not nice.
It's like blocks with spiritual knowledge. Yes.
But at some point it has to be done if somebody is really smelly, and if we don't say anything and we just endure the fact that it smells bad, everybody is annoyed by that. Eventually somebody have to say, man, you need to do something about this.
Yes, in a humble way we can do it, and we are aware of this material existence, because we're not very much spiritual, not very like spiritual persons. We're still aware, but we not give such much attention, disappointment. If it's not happened, okay, I try again. If some like in a humble mood, we can advise, and by example, it's the best preaching. If we show good example to others without pride, it gives influence to others also. Yes. Ir iš tikrųjų, jo, vat, dar kol nesam visiškai transcendentiški, tai kažkiek tai turim dar dėmesingi šitam pasaulyje būti ir elgtis tinkamai ir nenusivilti, jeigu nepasiseka, o stengtis nuolankiai kitus pamokyti, jeigu matom, kad kažkas ne taip, be vidinio pasididžiavimo. Arba dar geriausia savo pavyzdžių mokyti kitus, be pasididžiavimo rodyti gerą pavyzdį, tai natūraliai įtakoja kitus. Yes, the point is we maintain external also, but we understand that more important inner life is this balance within this. Yes, it reflects actually. The outer world reflects our inner consciousness. What we have inside comes from outside. This is the nature. This is like the principle, like Krishna works to show us where we should work on us. Through the things, situations, persons comes, they reflect our inner life. Because in this life we are alone, me and Krishna. And through others, they show what we are actually. This is a like great secret, but if we understand it, we can very quickly understand, hey, Krishna want me this, work on this point, and then we can find more and more satisfaction. Iš tikrųjų, tas pasaulis veikia taip, kad jis yra kaip atspindi tai, kas mūsų viduje iš išorės ateina situacijos. Krishna mums duoda išbandymus įvairius. Iš tikrųjų, pasaulyje esam vieni, mes ir Krishna, ir tiesiog kiti kaip instrumentai mums duoda, tiesiog parodo mūsų vidų, kur mes turėtume dirbti, kaip keistis. Yes. And for helping others, of course, if we can help others, first we must be quite tolerant and to get some trust for a person. If a person trusts, he will give, he will listen to us. If he not trust us, there's no chance. We can shout like all life. There's no point. It's just wasting a voice. Iš tikrųjų, jeigu kad kažką pamokyti, kad būtų kitam geriau, irgi labai gerai, bet reikia tai daryti nuolankiai ir turėti pasitikėjimą. Išsiugdyti, kad žmogus pasitikėtų. Nes jeigu nėra pasitikėjimo ir galim šaukti visą gyvenimą, tai nieko neduos. Dar tik atvirkščiai. Actually, even opposite can be result if we like trying to force somebody to change. This is a point with tolerance and humility. First steps, it's like a ticket to spiritual world. We develop this. Acharya says this, more humble than a grass, more tolerant than a tree, and giving respect to others, not demand respect for ourselves. This is in Shikshaštaka, verse 3. Ir tas principas tolerancijos, pakantumo ir nuolankumo, tai yra kaip raktas į dvasinį pasaulį. Dėl to Ačarijos labai visą laiką pabrėžia tą, kad būtume nulankesni už žolę ir užtrypiamą šiaudą gatvėje ir kantresni už medį ir gerbtume kitus ir nelauktume pagarbos savo. Tik tai tada galėsime iškartoti šventus vardus nuolatos. And this is the key actually to spiritual world and even for today, because if we develop these qualities, we can chant constantly. When the soul is satisfied, always. And we work on it. We work on our character, on consciousness, and why we do this? Because we want Krishna. And it's not to show others how I'm so qualified or something. This is like, we want Krishna. That's why it's good to develop this quality. Tai palanku tas savybės puoselėti, nes mes norim pas Krishna. Ir tai mūsų biletas yra. Ne tam, kad parodyti savo kažkokias savybės prieš kitus, bet tiesiog mes norim dvasiškai tobulėti. Yes, this is the main principles. It makes person beautiful, even if he do nonsense and maybe he even not clean, but if he is humble and tolerant, Krishna like it. Of course, in society we keep some rules. Do not make a hippie like camping. Yes, because it's not good. Not good to maintain goodness. Iš tikrųjų mes laikomės tų taisyklių, bet pats gražiausias ornamentas tai yra nuolankumas, tolerancija, netgi žmogus nelabai švarus arba net nesugeba laikytis kažkokių tai taisyklių. Bet Krishna tai mėgsta. Krishna likes our heart, our inner mood. This is the point. If he likes us, when outside becomes naturally easy to control everything. It becomes more like floating river. Yes. Because material nature belongs to Krishna. If he satisfies, he can give all facilities. Put in everything in the right place, in the right moment, very, very easy. Yes. Nes materiali gamta priklauso Krišnai, dėl to jisai gali viską sutvarkyti pats. Jeigu jis patenkintas mūsų nuotaika, tai išorinė prasme gali viskas labai lengvai susidėlioti, visa pagalba, visi reikalingas palaikymas, visą tvarką palaikyti kur kas lengviau. Esmė mums patenkinti viešpatį ir guru Vaishnavas. That is the point, to satisfy guru and Gauranga, to control outer, yes, first control inside, because we're spirit souls, yes. If we act in a external way, then we cannot make, cannot go to the point. If we work in inside, then outside automatically is controlled. Naturally. Without disappointment, without pressure to the mind, because mind is satisfied inside more and more, and outside it's like doing it in a calm, with calm mind, a peaceful mind. Yes. Of course, act enthusiastically if it's necessary, but peacefully. This is our work to develop these brahminical qualities, to maintain the society. Tai vat yra tas savybės. Jeigu viduj kuo daugiau pasitenkinimo, tai išorė labai lengva tvarkyti. Be jokios panikos, ramiai galima sudėlioti dalykus, kaip reikia veikti entuziastingai, kai reikia, bet viduje išlikti ramiems. Tai yra tas brahmaniškų savybių puoselėjimas, kad palaikyti tą visą bendruomenę, dvasinį judėjimą, spiritual movement. To maintain, we need these qualities. Because in a hippie camp we can chant, of course, in any situation, but we must give good examples to others, to maintain the goodness, sattva guna, to do it for a long time. Ir aišku, hipių kompanijų irgi galima kartuoti Hare Krishna, ir tai yra irgi nuostabi malonė, bet mums vis tiek reikia gerą pavyzdį kitiems parodyti ir pakelti dorybės tokį lygmenį, kad galėtų visi praktikuoti ilgai, nepertraukiamai. Yes. And this goodness is a position of our mind. If it's in goodness, it becomes peaceful in any situation. It not reacts externally, like we become concentrated inside. Like our mind is not pulled out to external situations. Yes, this is like control. But Krishna gives this, not by our willpower. Ir iš tikrųjų, kai viduj susitelkęs protas, tada išorės sudėjo nutikimai mūsų nesukelia nerimo. Ir Krishna duodavo tą gebėjimą. Ta dorybė yra būtent vidinė, ta proto būsena. Išlaikyti dorybę, ramybę, nepriklausomai nuo aplinkos veiksmų. Hare Krishna. I understand like this by hearing from seniors who go through it for many, many years, how to react in this, how to go through this life, how to react in this, that is given by Krishna. Ir iš vyresniųjų, būtent klausotai ir mokusi priimti, ir turim mokytis, kaip priimti tą pasaulį, kaip eiti juo, eiti toliau dvasiniu keliu, kaip mokytis. Ir būtent tas noras, kuo daugiau to noro, tai tuo daugiau ir entuziazmo. More we develop desire in first place to go to Krishna, to advance spiritually, and then naturally we get enthusiasm to be conscious how to react in different situations. But all situation is good for me. This is Krishna's will. He gives it. Pleasing or not pleasing, this is His mercy for me to change my heart. If I react in a right way, a situation don't repeat. Other situation come. If it repeats, I must work on it again. Kiekviena situacija, gera ar bloga, tai yra Krishnos dovana mums, malonė, išbandymas, kad mes pasikeistume ir priklausomai nuo to, kaip reaguojame tai situacija kartojasi arba ne, jeigu nepasimokom, kartojasi vėl ir vėl. Ir ties tuo turime dirbti. Actually, devotion life is like not. Of course, it must give joy, give like chant, give more smile. Yes, that's why we chant and dance. And what more we do it, it's more happiness. But it's also our work with our heart, our character, because we want to change in our inside, to make a place suitable for Krishna to come. Because there are many things, no space for Krishna. Many difficulties inside, and no space. Krishna cannot come. And when we work on it, Krishna will come. He actually comes from step by step. He cleanses by holy names, by association. Ir iš tikrųjų, mes ir turim ne tik tai džiaugtis ir šokti, dainuoti, ne vien tik džiaugsmas, tas irgi turi būti dvasiniam gyvenime, kad būtų įkvėpimo, bet ir dirbti su savo charakteriu, dirbti su savo širdimi, valyti Viešpaties pagalba, kad ten atsirastų vietos Krišnai. Nes kai jis tenai ateis, kai Viešpats ateis į širdį, tada galėsim klajoti kaip saulė po visą pasaulį. Because when we will be space for Krishna, he comes to our heart, we can travel like a sun throughout the world. Not discriminate, good or bad. Totally free from material nature. Hare Krishna. No such ideas came by mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, but with joy, we must find the joyfulness in the movement, because we cannot maintain long if it's always in difficulties. So this is point that you said, if you don't find joy, we must find joy in kirtan, of course, but of course we cannot do kirtan all the time because of other desires. If we have less and less desires, we can do more and more kirtan and do it like all day. And it's the best way to spread our life. But while we cannot do it and we have other responsibilities and other desires, we must find some serving that is pleasing to our mind, and also to be able to somehow to control our mind, to give them satisfaction. Find some entertainment, like walking or running. I like, for example, to take a bicycle and ride around. It gives me a joy. Might get cool down. Okay, it's cool down. I can continue serious. Some simple things. First we understand what we are not with mind, and then with some way we try to balance. To balance our mind, so we can continue practice. Best is, of course, it's chanting. Aišku, geriausia sukontroliuoti protą ir duoti džiaugsmą kartuojant Hare Krishna sankirtaną ir darant tai nuolatos, bet kol yra kitų norų, dar nuolatos to negalime daryti. Dėl to turime pabandyti surasti patinkančią tarnystę, kad protui būtų malonu. Ir taip pat mokėti subalansuoti protą kažkokiu tai pramogų, suprasti savo proto prigimtį ir kažką tai minimaliai taip sukontroliuoti, kad protas nurimtų, ten tarkim dviračiu pasivažinėti ar pasivaikščioti, kažką paprasto. Ir kai protas ramus, tada galima praktikuoti. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. Okay? Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. It's very pleasing when you are hearing. It's pleasing to talk. Ačiū labai, labai malonu, kai bhakti klausos, tada malonu ir kalbėti. This is a process of hearing and chanting. Yes, more simple in this process, more effective. Yes, reciprocation, heart to heart. Ir va čia ta irgi malonė kartojimo ir klausimo procese, kad kai nuoširdžiai tai darome, tai dalinamės iš širdies į širdį, tai ir tai yra labai palanku ir įdomu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaura Chandra ki jai, Gaura Premanande.